This presentation was paid for by CGTN. The opinions, views, and claims expressed are those of CGTN and may not necessarily reflect those of CNBC.
Economy, innovation, culture, exploration. Discover the vibrant pulse of China's economy and dive into the rich tapestry of its culture. Embark on a journey of exploration with Meet China. Here, your journey begins.
Hello and welcome to Meet China. I'm Lily Lu. And today we'll discover China's economic vibrancy in 3 stories. We're first zooming on a game-changing sand control method that's helped to preserve a major railway traversing the desert. And then we will look at China's old for new policy to see how it brings economic vitality. Finally, we will explore the entrepreneurial dreams of some young talents in Hong Kong. First, let's hop on the Baotou-Lanzhou Railway. That's China's first railway through the desert. Now, this vital route has been battling with desertification and sandstorms for years, and China's determined effort led to the discovery of the wheatgrass square grid method, reclaiming 1.8 million acres of land. And today, innovations in sandstorm continues, and that brings the spread of the sand into a thriving land for people. Join us now as we delve into this inspiring story of resilience.
The Baotou-Lanzhou Railway is China's first desert railway. More than 60 years ago, the railway was flanked by nothing but sand dunes. At any time, the railway line could be swallowed by the desert. So to safeguard the railway, people began to take measures to control the sand.
After being partially buried, the parts above the ground are 15 to 20 centimeters. They can form a barrier to the sand.
Some forest farm workers once arranged straw in the form of Chinese characters, meaning man can conquer nature. To their surprise, the square characters were not buried by sandstorms. Experiments show straw checkerboards of 1 meter by 1 meter worked best for fixing the sand. Ever since, this seemingly weak straw has guarded against the encroaching sand.
I remember in 1976, the visibility was less than 5 meters. People were killed by roadside signs that were blown away.
Things are better now.
Thanks to sand control. Before the invention of the checkerboard, the remaining straws would be burned, which resulted in air pollution. This problem is now solved. The remaining straw will be bundled up before being trucked away.
This seemingly mundane project lasted decades. As a result, the Baotou-Lanzhou Railway has been in safe operation for more than 60 years, and the Tengger Desert was forced to retreat by 20 kilometers. With the help of straw checkerboards, mankind has won a key battle against the sand. But though a battle has been won, the war continues, now assisted by the very latest scientific sand control methods.
We separate algae from biological soil crusts, cultivate and propagate them, and spray them on the sand surface. The most advanced sand control method so far is the artificial algal crust. This is the initial state of the sand surface. This is the moss crust eventually formed. While it may take 5 to 7 years to form algae crusts naturally, it only takes 2 to 3 years in our experiment. Combining straw checkerboards with artificial crusts is more effective.
With the innovations in sand control, the area gradually extends from the Baotou-Lanzhou Railway. Technicians have grown a sand crust of over 70,000 square meters along the railway. Having been nourished by rain, it is covered by lush green vegetation, an oasis in the arid desert.
Look over there. Those are straw checkerboards from our sand control center.
Are they the flowers we just saw?
Yes, they look nice.
Tang Ximing is about to retire, but just before he does, he wants to show his wife and daughter where he fought against the sands.
How many checkerboards were made with your own hands?
Over 31,000 hectares.
How big is that?
How big is a soccer field? That is a vast area.
Hundreds of soccer fields?
Tens of thousands.
Incredible.
20 years and over 31,000 hectares covered, figures that testify to the perseverance, hard work of generations of sand control workers like Tang Ximing.
This is the first steam train on the Baotou-Lanzhou railway. Our initial mission in sand control is to guarantee the smooth operation of the railway. This train is out of use now and I will retire in a few years too. I'll be thrilled if this task is taken up by my successors.
From keeping the desert at bay to turning the desert green, the achievements of the sand control workers along the Yellow River testify to the power of perseverance. These days, however, the ecological construction of the Yellow River Basin is entering a new stage of high-quality development.
Economy, innovation, culture, exploration. Discover the vibrant pulse of China's economy and dive into the rich tapestry of its culture. Embark on a journey of exploration with Meet China. Here, your journey begins.
Since March 2024, China has been promoting this bold old for new policy. It encourages the replacement and upgrading of consumer products, think home appliances and cars, and for enterprises, large-scale equipment. With unprecedented benefits for consumers, this policy not only boosts trade, but also promotes green development. So how does this old for new approach breathe life into the economy? Let's dive in and discover the exciting market dynamics at play.
You've probably had these awkward moments just like us, dealing with some of those time-worn items.
Come on, I'm so sick of these old appliances.
If we don't count old-time sentiment in, people always love the new and loathe the old, especially everyday consumer items.
But what if I tell you those old goods could create new value for you? The Chinese government has been promoting consumer goods trading programs. The government again arranged around 300 billion yuan of ultra-long-term special treasury bonds.
One half is for local governments to independently carry out the old for new program. The other half is for enterprises to upgrade production equipment.
So how can we use the old for new subsidies, and what can we do with the old items?
What about the large-scale equipment upgrades for industrial production using new technologies?
And we both stepped on the journey for the same question. How can the old for new policy help? For me, I care most about the home appliances market. In an offline store of Suning Group in Beijing, one of the major platforms for home appliances, the signs for trading subsidies are everywhere.
Today, I just bought washing machine and then I looked around the air conditioners. And I noticed the governmental subsidies, which are so favorable, so I decided to buy.
The new round of subsidies for trading home appliances has been landed across the country. There are 8 categories for appliances, including the TV, air conditioners, the washing machine, and the fridge that could avail of the subsidies. And products with the primary energy efficiency, like this one, which are the most environmental friendly products that could enjoy a 20% discount. And for those with the second level of energy efficiency, the discount is 15%.
The subsidies this time are unprecedented, which is a great opportunity for enterprises like us. The customer flow in Suning stores has increased by more than 40% year-on-year. Stores in Beijing have provided a total of more than 26 million subsidies and boosted sales to nearly 300 million yuan.
Beijing, Hubei, Guangdong, Sichuan, and other places have issued home appliance replacement subsidies in different ways like coupons and cash. In Beijing, consumers can enjoy the direct price reduction and cash allowance. Even today, I didn't see many consumers here on Monday. The store manager told me that home appliance buyers now are still used to purchase offline after online browsing.
For example, the original price of this fridge was this price. After the government subsidy of 20%, plus our 10% subsidy, and the old home appliance deduction, the discount is at least 30%. Our online channel is also very convenient for trade-ins, and the number of consumers buying smart home appliances has increased significantly.
The trade-in policy also creates opportunities for home appliance brands. Midea, a global leader in home appliances, has seized the chance to expand its market share of green smart appliances.
This time our brand issued subsidies worth 8 billion yuan. Consumers can place orders directly online, and we provide on-site disassembly and installation. We've seen more consumers to buy green and smart products recently.
And he has brought me to the home of one of his customers, in a village in Beijing's Daxing district, to see their trading service in action.
How long has your air conditioner been in use?
I've been using it since 2007 for more than 10 years.
More than 10 years.
My friend recently told me that there was a trade-in policy, so I decided to replace my air conditioner. We got a smarter and better one at a lower price.
In our store alone, we have had over 400 trade-in orders this month, including over 240 orders for air conditioners, a more than 60% increase on a yearly basis. The subsidies promote consumption in suburban and rural areas, improving the quality of life for local residents.
China's demand driven by large-scale home appliance subsidies more than a decade ago is now entering the renewal period, which is one of the motivations for this round of trade-in policy, which is focusing more on green energy conservation and emission reduction. Compared with overseas, Chinese consumers currently enjoy low-cost services in the installation and recycling of home appliances. The cost of home air conditioners in Western countries is generally higher than the buying price. The trade-in subsidy policy also can promote recycling economy. The upgrading of household appliances and automobiles will create a trillion yuan market space.
The old for new buying frenzy also promotes upgrading on the production side. My colleague Wang Tianyu visited factories in Qingdao, the industrial metropolis in Shandong province, to find out more about industrial trade-ins.
First of all, Qingdao is a traditional manufacturing base in China. And this eastern coastal city is home for the major home appliance makers like Haier and Hisense, and it's also home for the famous Qingdao beer. So in this city, you see a lot of factories and plants which naturally align with the new policy that we're talking about. And so the first factory I visited was Hisense Central Air Conditioning Smart Factory. The whole factory began operations in late 2019, so everything inside looks quite new. You will see automated guided vehicles delivering production parts, and even these sophisticated automated overhead carriers. And despite this, Hisense recently upgraded one of its major production lines in the factory. Along this new line, a series of robotic arms precisely place each component exactly where it should be.
This is our side panel locking equipment. In the past, we combined manual labor with traditional machines to do the work. However, with technological upgrades and AI integration, this equipment is now fully automated, leading to significant improvements in product quality and over a 40% increase in production efficiency.
After the upgrade, the new production line saves 60% of human labor and, more importantly, achieves a 0% material scratch rate. And next to this modernized production line is a relatively older one. They produce the same products and perform the same tasks, but they look quite different. This is the old version of that automatic assembly line. And as you can see, more workers are working here and the speed of the production is a little bit lower. It is still working, but the upgrade of it is in the plan.
Equipment update can't be done overnight. It was a gradual process, implemented step by step through careful planning. As technology continues to advance, we foresee more production lines undergoing transformation. Even the new one we just observed also has potential for future upgrades.
Thanks to the country's over-new policy, the central air conditioner manufacturer anticipates growing demand for its products.
The policy is definitely a positive news for us. The trade-in policy of home appliance will stimulate the market, which in turn will drive our company to expand production. That will urge us to update our equipment, which creates a beneficiary cycle for the entire company.
Local tire manufacturer Cylon has invested heavily in equipment upgrades this year. The company's vice president told me that the new policy has reinforced their commitment to continually renewing their production equipment.
For this equipment, all quality-related technical parameters are managed in the cloud and can be uploaded with one click. Our workers primarily handle maintenance tasks, which ensures consistently good product quality and high production efficiency.
As technological development is rapid and somewhat unpredictable, Cylon is always prepared for the next equipment upgrade.
This equipment has initially achieved digitization of all business parameters. As data accumulates, we will integrate AI technology to enhance intelligent analysis, improving production efficiency and product quality. This will support future upgrades and iterations of our hardware and software.
And as for the retired old equipment, they still have value and usefulness in certain ways.
We repurpose old equipment parts as spare components for older machines. For example, if we have 5 or 6 units, we might dismantle 2 for parts, and then another 2 after a couple of years. We have a comprehensive investment plan to eventually standardize all our equipment.
So the over-new policy is actually driving both the demand and supply side. So on one hand, its trade-in subsidies spur the demand of consumer products, which naturally requires manufacturers to maintain and upgrade their production equipment to improve efficiency. And on the other hand, the policy also supports them in renewing and upgrading their production equipment. So this has made a perfect cycle where both the demand and supply increase, and that contributes to a more dynamic and more vibrant economy.
Economy, innovation, culture, exploration. Discover the vibrant pulse of China's economy and dive into the rich tapestry of its culture. Embark on a journey of exploration with Meet China. Here, your journey begins.
Let me take you to the vibrant world of Qianhai, a pilot economic zone in the southern Chinese metropolis of Shenzhen. Since 2010, Qianhai has been transforming innovation in that region with more than 800 groundbreaking initiatives in investment, trade, and finance. And young talents from nearby Hong Kong are flocking to that area to launch their dreams. So what attracts them to Qianhai? How does Qianhai help to turn their aspirations into reality? We will meet with 2 young entrepreneurs who are making their mark in Qianhai.
Let's first measure the height of one person, then let it drop from that height. Let's see if it can be detected. Great, we can detect it falling. My name is Roger Yao. I was born and raised in Hong Kong. I started my business almost 10 years ago. I started out in Hong Kong's cyberport. Later, I learned that Qianhai was developing a base, a platform through online media, and they hoped some young people from Hong Kong and Macau could come. So I applied immediately. When I first arrived, I was attracted by the environment. I even felt that it was like the Silicon Valley in the US.
Among Hong Kong young entrepreneurs, the Youth Innovation and Entrepreneur Hub, or eHub, is famous. Roger Yao found his fresh starting point here, Intelligence Security Personnel System.
I went to other places in the Greater Bay Area to have a look, but I still like Qianhai. The first reason is that Qianhai is very close to Hong Kong. This geographical location suited me perfectly. Secondly, its location in Shenzhen is exactly the right place for hardware and software development, especially hardware. In fact, we call it a hardware manufacturing paradise. The whole world knows that if you want to make hardware, you have to come to Shenzhen. 2 days ago, the government of Hong Kong SARS Development Bureau launched a smart safety system for construction sites. It specifically mentioned that frontline workers must wear intelligent monitoring devices, such as smart helmets or smartwatches. We've studied them all.
Both of your products meet the requirements.
Right. That's why we're focusing on the smart safety system for construction sites. Required the government of Hong Kong SARS Development Bureau to develop various products. We also hope that the documents can be offered to the mainland or Qianhai for reference, so that our products can also benefit construction companies there.
It's feasible. We can help you in this regard if you need it.
Great. Thank you very much.
They have great technologies, but they are not familiar with the local environment, so we communicate with them frequently. We also organize investment matchmaking and project matchmaking meetings, which serve as platforms for them to communicate and exchange with each other.
To young entrepreneurs from Hong Kong and Macau, Qianhai gives wings to their dreams.
It is not only a big market, it also allows us to manufacture our products more effectively. As we are here already, we know very well that there are a lot of high-caliber engineers and talents and supporting facilities here so that we can make our products on a high-quality basis and then sell them to different places.
In Qianhai, various entrepreneurship and innovation competitions provide stages for young entrepreneurial teams to make a name. Among them, Qianhai, Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan Youth Innovation and Entrepreneurship Competition is one of the most influential professional events.
From 2016 until now, it's 7 years since we've been holding the competition. It has attracted more than 7,500 teams. It's worth mentioning that among them, there are more than 3,500 projects from Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan.
I listened to the introduction yesterday and wrote down a whole page of notes because there were a lot of highlights. My name is Cindy. I'm from Hong Kong. We make smart food-making machines, a 24-hour unmanned, intelligent food machine. I think through this competition, we can definitely learn from some good projects from other companies. We can learn more. I think it will be helpful to our company in the future.
This year's competition has attracted nearly 1,000 entrepreneurial teams. The participating projects cover electronic information, biomedicine, new materials, advanced manufacturing, cultural creativity, and other fields.
The eHub is a place to fulfill dreams. What we need to do is to support every entrepreneur who comes here through our concrete actions and help them realize their entrepreneurial dreams.
By starting my own business, I've had a lot of in-depth exchanges with people here. and communicated with officials of different government departments. The Hong Kong government and some other organizations said that the atmosphere in Qianhai is open and suitable for us to start a business.
First of all, we made a preliminary assessment of their products. Then we took into account their situation and conducted some site selection. We also helped them with the setup and the opening of their business.
With the help of the eHub, Cindy's product was quickly launched. Food suppliers from Hong Kong also came to visit.
We want to create a platform, a channel to offer Hong Kong's authentic traditional food to the consumers of the Greater Bay Area.
I sometimes think even if just one staff member, for instance, a frontline worker wears our products and can get the necessary protection in case of danger, then everything will be worth it.
After nearly 10 years of development, the eHub has incubated more than 600 entrepreneurial teams, including over 400 Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan, and international teams. And the total amount of financing has exceeded 2.9 billion yuan. Qianhai has become the first stop for Hong Kong and Macau youth to develop in the mainland. It's also a key engine for the Greater Bay Area development.
And that's it for today's Meet China. I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I did. And in next week's episode, we'll bring you more fascinating stories that showcase China's blend of tradition and innovation. I'm Lily Lu, and I see you next week.
Discover the potential. Witness the opportunities. Experience dazzling exhibitions and captivating events. Explore groundbreaking innovations and future-shaping industries. Stand at the crossroads where the cities of tomorrow meet timeless traditions. Meet China, where every story is a new discovery.
This presentation was paid for by CGTN. The opinions, views, and claims expressed are those of CGTN and may not necessarily reflect those of CNBC.